And let's shift gears to Group C, the group of many names, the group of life, the group of death, the group of rebirth, the group of re-death. Roma 2, Bayern Munich 2. This one was a fucking roller coaster. Roma gets on the board first when, stop me if you've heard this one, Manuela Giugliano pounces on a loose ball, finds Valentina Giacinti, who smashes it into the back of the net.
Yes.
1-0 Roma. That was the score at the half. Now, what was wild about this scoreline, if this result held, now granted PSG and Ajax were a couple hours away from kickoff, but this 1-0 scoreline actually moved Roma into first place in Group C from fourth.
Amazing.
Group of life. Fast forward to the 87th minute, sublime ball from Pernille Harder finds an almost definitely top 100 player in the world, Lea Schüller, skies through the air, that crisp Italian evening air to thump home the equalizer. Live table update, Roma falls from first, back down to fourth. 6-ish minutes later, beautiful 1-2 on the right side between Gliona and Roma captain Elisa Bartoli, before Manuela Giugliano slams home another no-doubter to put Roma back up 2-1. And hooray, Roma shot out of a cannon again, back into first place in Group C. 3 minutes after that, Bayern earns a free kick from a really choice spot on the pitch. Julia Gwyn puts a ball in so perfectly that all I had to do was get the slightest of grazes off of Lea Schüller's head to find its way into the Roma net. 2-2, Roma back down to the dregs of Group C, the aptly renamed Group of Death. And very fittingly, this one ends with the exact same scoreline as their Matchday 1 affair, 2-2. So, Mr. Grand Angle, outside of watching the rise and fall of the Roma Empire multiple times over within the same match, what else did you find interesting about this one?
Love the back and forth style in this one. You make a great point about Roma just kind of like sitting back, running really threatening counters. They pretty much decided like we don't need all of the ball in this one to come out and win. That's about as fucking bonkers of a final 20 minutes of a football match as you can have. To just have 3 goals in that span, lead changes, the table shifting, like everything is happening in those moments.
That was the real kicker, no pun intended. Like, it's the live table getting just flipped upside down and downside. Like, I mean, it was insane. And then for it to end 2-2 with the same scoreline, I just got a total kick out of that as well. But yeah, I think you hit it. This was a match in which, Bayern dominated possession, but I felt like Roma dominated the game. Yep. Roma was happy, like extremely happy to defend and give themselves a chance to run and counter. And Bayern was counting on their superior skill and precision in the final third. In the end, I think both sides were a little right and a little wrong about their strategy. And now both find themselves on the outside looking in of Group C. A little bit of Champions League permutation here. Both teams still alive. This is a group of life.
Of course.
Roma heads to Amsterdam to take on Ajax next week. Roma needs all 3 points, and they also need Bayern to either lose or draw their home match against PSG. In that scenario, PSG wins the group, and Roma grabs that second spot. So Roma still very much alive. If Bayern beat PSG, again, Bayern will be at home for that one, and Ajax in their home match against Roma either loses to or draws Roma. Bayern wins Group C, and PSG also advances with them.
Okay, I think I got all that. I mean, that's the beauty of the live table, right? It is relatively straightforward. I appreciate that explanation. I mean, group of life, man. This is probably as great as Braun is as a story. After watching like the first 2 matches, it was pretty much like, okay, Braun is relatively young in spots and they're going to come up. But I had a pretty strong feeling they were going to finish second. Group C is just a roller coaster. Like, I think we've used every single cliche we could possibly use to describe it. And I love group of life. Group C is a fucking celebration of life. I can't imagine being like a diehard supporter for one of these clubs and just hold the 2 feelings of I feel so alive and I want to die at the same time. I think this is the group of the tournament. It's just been fantastic.
Just getting to watch Roma fight and claw back. We talked about it last week. Like what's Bayern going to do off of a little bit of rust? I think 34 days between matches for them. Oh, yeah. We talked about Lea Schüller. In my head, she was super pissed about the Guardian Top 100. She might not even know about it. But yeah, I mean, still a lot of great action. I cannot wait for next week for all 4 of these teams to get busy again.